Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final race of this season, of season 6. It's been the silly season because of low attendance, I have to say. There's not been the most of entertaining seasons, we have to be quite clear. Hold on, my chair is falling apart. Just checking if everything is where it should be. And we have a total of 1 viewer. That's amazing. The attendance of this race. With like 13 people, not 13 people, 4 to 5 people going out in the last half an hour. Which will make this race rather interesting anyhow. Because hold on, need to get the settings done. There we go. Right. There we go. Now, welcome to Spain. We have a total of 8 races tonight for this occasion. We have Alesso, KP, Melk, Alpha Tire Wolf, Sixpath, Curtis, Mafala, and Alfie Games. Welcome to the race. It will be much easier to follow along and see who does what during this race, thanks to them being so short amount, small amount of people. Just doing the last checkups in. But this was going to be a very interesting race. The reason of why it was going to be interesting, as we can see Alpha Games is starting his lap, is because of the standings. These were the standings into the final race. It's actually between Jundi and Curtis, and both they were intending, but now it's just Curtis. So Curtis needs to get, well, he is almost guaranteed to win anyhow. He needs to get at least 7th or higher, which makes sure that the championship is his. He's technically already won a D2 championship, so this will be his 2nd. And the more interesting fight will be in the constructor fight, because we have 1 Ferrari driver and 2 Red Bull drivers driving tonight. So it will be a huge fight to see who will win between the Ferraris and the Red Bulls. As we follow along, Alpha Games is the first one to make a benchmark. Easily through the last corner. What will his time be? A 13.3, a good time from him. The pole lap from D1 race yesterday was a hell of a lot higher, but we will not compare ourselves to Roy because he's in another league. KB crosses the line in a 13.6, good time from him, and it will be a decent amount of points. But Alesso, 13 point the first one to click within the 12s. Think he's happy because of that. It was probably one of his better laps. We couldn't make it much better during practice earlier, so this is very good, very nice. For him as well, it will be a fight against Melk, with Melk having a couple of points ahead of him, or in this case, it is Adam for Milk, who is now in P2 with that time, and Menfala with a 13.7, and the runner-up into the championship with a amazing 124. Amazing. Looks like he's already starting new lap because he's 7 seconds ahead of his previous lap. Let's follow the Ferrari along. As he comes into the corner, gets a good exit, and in up the hill. This is a tricky section. Seems like he has to the floor. A little bit wide there. But I think it's still good enough to maybe give him the pole he needs. Cleanly through the long right-hander. Now it's 2 corners left. And as he's about to cross the line, the fast lap with a 12.6. Good from the Ferrari driver. That's not what we need. And we need the Red Bulls to stay where they are. As Hamlet, 6th path, goes to a 13.2. No, Jundi is not here, Roy, because he quit in the last second. We don't know why, but he checked out in the last second. And a couple of drivers are now leaving the pits again to start their second lap. Which is KP, the first man to lead here, out of the rest. Reasoning why I'm a little bit quiet is just to see if a lemon boy would like to join. Seems like he's backing out of it, not be able to join for this race. Unfortunate. He says his pace might be off, but it will be good, good points for him anyhow. The Red Bull of Memphala is backing off. She is now down in 7th position. It's not the best time she's ever given out. So we'll see if she can go up and start from the top. As KP starts his lap, has almost a second up to Curtis. Pretty clean between into the 2 first corners. It goes for the wider line. Losing a little bit time on that, but it's the racing line that the game is choosing, but he's up on his time by a lot. A little bit wide, but he can get more speed out of the corner by doing that way. Gets good exit up the hill. He's a hold it, and he keeps it there. KP on for a very good lap now. The traction control is fighting for dear life to keep him on the track. Or did I hear a lift there? It got a little bit cautious, but it's a big improvement for him. 3/10 up. Behind him we had Memphala, who is now into the pits. Probably not the lap she needed. Behind her though, her teammate, he's going to start that, but I think he was outside the track and might not be able to even start the... Oh, he's on the lap. He might be able to do some wonders. do thinking about wonders. Here we have the atom of milk or baguette or 3 seconds behind, so it's probably out of the lap, not pushing. But who do we think will win today? Well, unfortunately, I think it will be for the rest of you. I think it will be Curtis because that is a dominant time, and he also finished P3 yesterday on yesterday's race. Started from a little bit way back, but was consistent and did a one-stopper as well. You're probably going to see that the two-stopper is recommended by the game, but the one-stopper is doable. You just have to be very cautious with your tires. Seems like Hamlet is on the lap. Will this be an improvement by him? It's barely an improvement, so he improves his time but not his position. Behind him, or his first lap, we have the Wolf of AlphaTauri. She said, "Hold on! We have a new contestant! We have a new contestant! We have a new contestant! Hold on!" A Lemboy has entered the chat. The Scottishman has entered the chat. And he is here to show everyone that he can be on pace with the rest of us. As AlphaTauri Wolf is now getting up to traffic, seems like Sixpath is ahead. If him giving a slight toe, or is he just impeding? That might have been impede. Oh, ugly, ugly, ugly. Oh no, Hamlet. That is not good, and it's caused a big riot back there as Alesso's also been in the pack. No, oh no, what a big impeding action by Sixpath. This penalty will probably go on to the next race. Unfortunate. As Curtis forgot to tell you, he improved his time again with a 12.4. Good time from the Red Bull driver. Oh, wait, hold on, wrong thing. Ferrari driver. That's what we need, and we need these two to stay down here. As my father is on lap, but is half a second behind her time. It's not good for the Red Bull driver. And I can see that AlphaTauri Wolf and Alesso is fuming over the fact that Sixpath was in the way. And follow though, can she improve her time? She was half a second behind into the first sector. We'll see now if she will bail out. She bails out. Oh, a little bit too fast in there. Almost could have hit the wall. But here we have the underdog, a Lemboy, who's just minding his own business, is in the game and fighting. And we'll make this more interesting with 9 people attending now. And there is now beef in the chat. As Elias is commentating here. I see. Why the fuck isn't he here? He was practicing and now he's just gone. He's a big cunt. Let's follow Lamboy through his lap. The game tells us that he has a purple sector 1. Should never really truly believe that, because the game is shit, unfortunately. And I also have some predictions for the upcoming game that will come in the new season with new regs. Probably won't be good at all. Traction control is working. That is a really wide line, but gets it back again. Make sure that he gets some good speed out of the corner. Cleanly through there. And it's a 13.1. Good time from LM Boy. SKP has also started his final lap. Or wasn't that outside? It looks that looked like it was way off. The rules is on strict. And this is a track that... Oh, he backs out. He backs out. KP is probably giving it another try, but does he have enough battery for it? At 64% left. Might not be enough battery. As AlphaTauri Wolf is on lap and also getting a little bit slightly impeded again. What time can he put out? 13.7, not the cleanest lap from AlphaTauri Wolf, but he got impeded quite a number of times. And probably gave KP there a little tow. Alesso has improved his time with a 12.5. Really good lap from him, which put him into the front row in the race. Sixpack is improving his time. KP is unfortunately not improving his time. He's probably given up by now. Yeah, seems like he's given up. Will Alfie Games improve his time though? Goes a little bit wide and then Pete goes out of the track limits. Unfortunate. Will Mefalo though make sure that the Ferraris do not win. Goes slightly wide there. That's Curtis. Oh no, Mefalo! He's angry and puts herself in the wall. Starts from the back row with AlphaTauri Wolf. But there's no question at all who starts in P1. It's JW Curtis. Yep, Red Bull is definitely in the mud. Quite literally in the mud, or in the grass you could say. Because that it looks like it's grass. Well, someone is out of fuel, I think. Because that goes really, really slow. At this point, I want to tell Adam of Milk that she can retire. Sorry, he can retire on the track if he listens to the comms. Don't need to be driving all the way over. Or you could drive yourself into a wall, as a certain Red Bull driver just did. Does not really want to hit himself into a wall. Understandable. Well, this is our order. JW Curtis starts with a dominant, but not that dominant P1. With Alesso, a surprise to see him in the top row. Starting in P2 with this man, the man without fuel, starting in P3, Adam of Milk. Didn't see who P4 was, but we will see. Standing wise, this is looks like if Curtis stays here, we'll make sure that he wins the championship again, and we'll start for probably get a place in D1 for the next season. Well, this was the standings. I could see it for a millisecond before it disappeared. And we're already at 53. Well, this is the start. Hamlet actually got into the P4, and seems like everyone is now starting on soft. Probably they will change this, because soft tie is not the tie to go on, as I can tell you from yesterday. Standing wise, this will probably make sure that Ferrari, with the positioning where Alfie Games MFR is starting, will make sure that Ferrari will win, and hopefully they will do, because for my sake, this will be a hat-trick in Constructor Championships. Never won much, just in D2, where I had called it a good win. With the Turstari as my team's principal in season 5. And then I led my team, Aston Martin, into victory in season 5.5. Not with much wins, but we did manage to get a lot of points, and we were consistent enough to get the victory. As Red Bull here has to get up and try to get some good points to even get close to where Curtis is. Curtis has also now gotten 1 point for his pole position as well. Every point counts. As now the clock is ticking up to 53. Oh, I forgot something. The formation lap is off. Formation lap is off. So we are 3 lights ago, and we're going to start the race with 9 drivers on the grid. And we start up, and it seems like Alpha Games is getting. Can I see something with the camera? Thank you. And as Adam from Milk is now overtaking, and is 3 into the. Curtis getting a really good start there. Alesso falling a little bit behind, with the Alemboy getting up in position, as there was a Red Bull there going really wide into the first sector. Adam from Milk getting a great start and follows now JW Curtis into P2, as the Red Bulls are fighting between each other. Sixpath has already gotten a 3-second penalty. That's really early. It's corner 4, and the Red Bulls are fighting as KP and Alpha Tower Wolf and Alfie Games are the ones fighting in the rear. Further up, there's also clashes between Menfala and Alpha Games and Hamlet. They're really close to each other now. Oh, there's contact between those two, and they go almost 2 into this final corner. It's not a corner where they should be going 2 by 2 into. As KP wants to go for a move in the inside here. This is the closest battle we have on the field so far. Alpha Tower Wolves goes defensive. Alpha Tower Wolves holds the position. Oh, there's slight contact there. KP hungry to get that P8. As Alpha Games goes defensive, as AlphaTauri Wolf goes for a move on the inside. That is actually a good move by AlphaTauri Wolf. This is an interesting battle for P7 between these three drivers. As Curtis has the lead, but Adolfo Milk is really close. Gets a DRS, and Alesso is actually with them as well, keeping himself on the podium for now. As Alemboy is the one leading the second pack, which AlphaTauri Wolf and Alpha Games and KPS are almost caught back into. As Alesso gets a little poorer exit than Adam for Milk got, because Adam for Milk has gotten a DRS, but is way too far back to even challenge for that. But maybe someone of these will be challenging. Menfala is hungry for that P4, looks in for Alemboy. Alemboy keeps the position. As there's there goes an end plate, and there goes another end plate. Two end plates gone. Alpha Games and KP both losing an end plate. Unfortunately, it seems like there was like a little bit too much speed into the corner, which will make this a really long race for these two. We are now 10% into the race, and with a broken front wing end plate on these two drivers, it will be an even longer race. But Adolf Milk goes a little bit wide. There was really close to Curtis into the first DRS or second DRS straight. Can this actually be a victory for Milk? Goes a little bit on the grass there. Puts himself a little bit out of it. And he has to downshift, so make sure that he can actually stick on track. But has the DRS open. As Alemboy still Menfala behind him. Menfala goes for the outside. Tries to stick it, but Alemboy defends quite well, as 6x is also hungry, looking for an entry. As KP and the Alpha Games goes into the pit, the early pitting between those two. Alesso now falling back from the top two, still in the podium position though, but not far back is Alemboy and Menfala and 6x. Hamlet now might go for a move on the inside, or Menfala just shows himself in the mirror trying to get scare her off the track. But can Alpha Milk hold here? This is the closest he has been for a long time. Not close enough. As there's a yellow flag. There's a yellow flag. There's Alemboy. Has he gone into the pits and retired? I did not see what happened there. I was looking at my phone. You should not text and drive. As Alemboy is into the wall. Probably. I don't know. Need to know what happened to Alemboy. Was there contact between Menfala and him? Which is unfortunate for Alemboy. If it was. Either for Milk. Or Milk. Closest he has been for a long time. Driving while angry just got banned from another Discord channel, but it seems like Curtis has the better top speed than him. As Hamlet goes for a move on the outside, gives Menfala room. There's clean racing between these two. And he gets up to P4. As the two back runners, they're still fighting for some good points there. As KP is looking up on Alpha Games. It's a little bit wide into the first corner, but gets some good air though, airflow on those wings. Might be able to stick it with Alpha Games, who's pushing hard because it goes all the way off the track. As we have gotten a video of what's happening to Alemboy. Oh, Alemboy went off the track. I'm not 100% sure what happened there. I'll try to show you it later. As we can look back at it shortly. As this fight between these two, it's quite interesting. As there's fighting between JW Curtis, Six Path and Mafala, and Alpha Games and KP. KP is probably though a little bit too far back. But will he go for a move? Alpha Games goes defensive. KP goes on the outside. Alpha Games gives him room. Ah, just about gives him room. KP with the medium tires. Alpha Games goes defensive again. Good fighting between these two. As around the final corner, we have these two still fighting. But Alpha Milk has to downshift 2 times to even keep up into the corner. The mediums are good for just a couple of laps. As look at that, Mafala goes into the pitch. Is one of the early pitters. Will be huge for the standing this. As I'll see if I can find you all the clip, which is referred to by Alemboy. This is what happened. Apparently, we don't have better replays than this. As we can see here, he goes a little bit wide, so he goes onto the gravel. But coming back, he gets hit off by Mafala. That is going to be an incident for sure. Well, going back into the race. There has been a change of position, apparently according to the game, for 2 milliseconds between Sixpath and Alesso. Oh, this is a good track that we can see here. As Sixpath is now closing up to Alesso, but already has that 3-second penalty. Will not be good for him. So there is still a chance for Alesso to get on that podium position. As it seems like Curtis now shaking off out of a milk. This is really good for Ferrari boys. Forza Ferrari. There's some spread in between all the drivers now, as it seems like Out of a Milk is losing it a little bit. Not be able to hold up with Curtis. That DRS was the thing that made sure that he was keeping up with the race leader. Still a long race though. Curtis might be cooking his tires a little bit too much. But this is a one-stop strat. Curtis has already done this in yesterday's race. He just needs to keep his tires cool. Like the man himself. Cool and collected. As Alpha Games has now shaken off KP as well. KP is now resting in 8th position. not the lowest position. LM Boy there in the lowest position of them all, unfortunately, during that little accident. So, might I say, Mafal might getting some constructor points removed because of that incident. Who knows? This has been the end of a silly season. As we all know, there's been low attendance. There's plenty of drivers, and we all have been reacting on whenever we want to join the race or not. Just to tell you the difference, the season 5, the winning constructor team had 660 points. Well, now the winning constructor team here will probably be my team. Will just under 500 points. That will say how much less racing there has been during the season. But it's been in the holidays, so you know what? So it's understandable that not everyone can. Me myself have been gone for quite a long time, but I came back now as I saw that these 9 great people needed a commentator. As we can see now, Hamlet has caught up to the Aston Martin of Alesso. Alesso himself has also caught up a second to Adam of Milk. But it's now going to get pressured by Sixpath. Unsure if he should be fighting this, as Hamlet has the better lines. A little bit on the grass there, which makes sure that he goes a little bit offline. Probably won't go for a mover, or will he? No, he won't. But Alesso felt that though, so he went a little bit wide himself. Traction control working on both these drivers, as he will be now reasonably close. Alesso goes defensive once, goes back to the racing line. He goes for a move on the inside. Can they both cooperate together? Seems like they can. Sixpath gets the podium position, as Alesso now has to keep up with him with those 12 laps old tires. Those tires will probably not last for much longer. As you can see, even though I don't have that much graphic on, the tires are struggling. But if he can keep himself in the DRS, he will gain a lot of race time. Cleaning through there. But this is the section where Alesso has been the weakest. This is where he loses the times normally. And Hamlet, check. Whoa! Almost losing it there, but keeps himself within the DRS. And will be able to follow Sixpath. And as long as the Sixpaths keep this penalty, and unless he keeps this gap, then he might be able to take his first podium. As Alpha Games got his first 3-second penalty, as Alpha Tire Wolves goes for a new fresh set of hards. And we'll start up with the remaining 20 laps on this tire. As we can see, respectable time-wise, KP has caught up to Alpha Games. Still a fight here for 7th position. Alesso still following Hamlet. Probably using a lot of battery to stay there. Again, we can see falling back in this section of the track. But he's close. Oh no, kidding. He fell a little bit off, as the dirty air around this track is immense. As something has happened, I have not followed along, but Alpha Games has fallen behind KP. As KP takes 7th position. Let's see on the tires now. Mephala are now, and Alpha Games and Alpha Tire Wolf are the ones who are pitted, with Alpha Tire Wolf on the fresher set of hards. As it seems like KP is actually running a little bit away from Alpha Games, but Alpha Games is going to respond into the first corner. Oh shit, sorry, wrong button. And he sticks the overtake. Oh, KP goes a little bit wide then, as does Alpha Games. It's a bitter fight between these two, as KP is probably going for a 2-stop strategy. We're going on mediums, has to stop for hards, probably has to stop soon to get the most out of the hard tires. Will he go for a move on this short DRS straight? He won't. Keeps it behind, as Alesso has shot the first shot. It's went into the pits. Hamlet now needs to respond, and Alesso is out on a new set of hard tires. Yes, that's hard tires. As KP now is going to launch an attack on Alfie. Alpha Games goes defensive as they come into the first corner. Oh, there's contact as Alpha Games got launched off the track. Has to take an emergency exit. Might get that 3 seconds removed, as there is further contact between these two. It's harsh, but oh no, KP loses his front wing end plate again. Unfortunate for him, way too much speed into the corner, as Alpha Games now can run away with it, as KP probably has to pit once again for a new set of hards and a new set of front wing. There we see Sixpath has responded. Where will Alesso be? According to him, Alesso is over that hill, but he's still too far out. Sixpath keeps the podium position. Now let's see who has stopped and who has not stopped. Everyone has stopped for now. As you see, the early stop from Mephala has made sure that she is now into the podium position, which is not good for Red Bull at all. Well, not Red Bull, sorry, Ferrari at all. Up 6 places now, but she probably has to pit again, because behind her, Out of Milk is on a fresh set of hards. Mephala, though, just 8 laps old hards, might be able to stick it out for a longer duration than we think. If Alesso can keep this gap, it means that he at least will get P4 as it stands now. Probably using a lot of battery there to catch up 3/10 on the straights. And maybe Sixpath has a more turny setup. Or maybe Sixpath is not gaining as much as he feels like he wants to get. This is now the closest battle that we have on track. Adam for Milk has caught up with Memphala. These two have been fighting in the past. If he gets a little bit closer here during this final section, he might be able to take podium position. KP gets a 3-second warning. Small lift there from Adam, but just too far out to attack. More aggressive line into turn 1 there. Make sure that he gets a good exit. As he follows Memphala along. Curtis though, still in the lead, now with 6 seconds. Just running away from everyone behind. As Jundi now is also getting the purple sector too. As Jundi, his championship hopes are now probably gone. This also might be a strategic move from Jundi, so he can stay in D2 and win next year by dominance. Probably, maybe. Will he be close enough now to go for a move on Memphala? Has the overspeed, will not go for the move, backs out. It would have been a lunge and a half if he did it. It's close to her in this section of track. Needs to try to find pockets of air, or else this might not be as easy to keep on doing. Really close now into this final section of the track. As we can also see, Sixpath and Alesso are also closing in on these two. Really close now. This will be the move as she tries to get all the track that she can get. Probably outside the track as well. Goes for a move on the inside. Will he stick it? He sticks it. Memphala is not done though, but goes a little bit too wide. The dirty air is horrendous around this corner. Should always try to be in the inside there if you want to attack again. Hamlet now, hungry. He wants to get that P3 from Memphala. Memphala now really needs a safety car of some sort to go in for a new fresh set of tires. Almost within the second here. Memphala actually got the DRS from Adam of Milk, or Milk, or Baguette, or something like that. Who knows what his name is? Sixpath now within the DRS range of Memphala, as Memphala yeets it into the pits. Can she get it slowed down enough? She does. As now Sixpath is now going to hunt for a P2 from Adam. Alpha Tire Wolf now actually getting up to P5 for the moment. It's a good outing from the reserve driver. Alpha Games get another 3 seconds Probably out of the final corner. It's a lot of penalties. But if you can just keep KP, who hasn't changed his front wing though, probably forgot to change the setting onto the game. Was cleanly though, so far, and keeps the 22 seconds he needs to. If Alpha Games pits again, he will be in the fight. Smenfala now is out with a new set of hard tires. Probably try to pursue Alpha Tire Wolf, who is ahead. Six path now. Actually not gaining that much on Atom of Milk as he would have hoped. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Alpha Games, that might have put you down, mate. Into the into P8. As KP now will be coming up right behind him. Now KP has 6 second penalties, Alpha Tower, and the Alpha Games has 19. As they come out together, will he go for a move on the outside? Will he be given space? There's almost not enough space between those two, but he takes P7. Nice move from KP in the trash box that we call Alpine. But now, Alpha Games is on a fresh set of tires. As we see, KP on 6 laps all tires. Alpha Games now on try to warm up these hard tires. And we'll have 10 laps now to utilize them to make sure that they are really good for the remaining 10 laps. So he needs to get a hell of a lead on KP. He can do the Memphalla tactic and knock him out on the straight. Six Path is now catching up to Hamlet. We'll be fighting now for that second place. And he also needs to get a 3-second advantage to keep it. Alpha Games now goes for a move on the outside. Will probably get that move well before the first corner even has arrived. Now we just need to get that 13 seconds of lead to keep 7th position. And will KP with that broken front wing be able to follow along? Somehow I doubt it. Although it's impressive enough. Probably using a lot of battery also to keep up with Alpha Games. Alpha Games who has been fighting well with other drivers as well. This fight with, for example, Elias in Miami, which is a good show. KP does what he needs to do and stays within the DRS range of Alpha Games and make sure that he keeps at 7th position with some good amount of points. Now we're looking at my good old teammate here. Ferrari seems like they're going to take it. And the lead driver on Red Bull, Roy, is also quite anxious about it. Hold on, sorry, I didn't. Oh shit, I didn't look at that. AlphaTauri Wolf and Mafala are fighting. I didn't even recognize it because I was looking at the rear. And as Mafala now with that fresh tire is really showing that she's a lot faster. That's 14 seconds to catch up to Alesso. It will still be some good points. But can AlphaTauri Wolf stay with Mafala? Doesn't look likely. KP still does what he needs to do. Stays with Alpha Games for this duration. So I'm a little bit quiet. My voice is slowly leaving me. Now, sixth path. This is the closest he has been to a P2 so far. Well, not the closest he's been to P2 ever, but you know, during this race at least. Alesso is also behind them, but now 6.8 seconds behind. It's unlikely that Alesso will get that podium position he wants. Not podium, yeah. Podium position, not pole position. As AlphaTauri Wolf has now lost Memphala. Memphala is now running away from him. 1.2 seconds, 1.3 seconds. This is the closest now he has been to any Atom of Milk. Atom of Milk now keeping that 7 to 6 seconds gap to my man, the GOAT, in the red car, Curtis. Curtis and I also have a history as rivals during season 5, where he at some stages were the fastest driver and won, for example, in Canada and beat me there, as both the then Ferrari drivers did. With the championship, the man who I actually thought was going to win the championship this year, Nando Loris, his pupil actually. Well, pupil. Curtis was the team principal of Mercedes back then. Now it seems likely that these are the positions that are going to stay, because KP is probably going to get that P7 with Alpha Games not able to run away. Now with 5 laps left, he needs to get a lot of time on those 5 laps. KP now for the first time is outside the DRS range. Needs to get a hell of a lot of time on this straight if he's going to be able to do it. And a factor to play in is also that Curtis now is joining up behind them. Maybe KP or someone can make that into his advantage, or Alpha Games can make it into advantage to run away. Who knows? Seems not likely though that Six Path will get closer to Atom of Milk. Seems like this is the way it's going to end, with a Ferrari Constructor Championship and a Ferrari D2 Championship. If I could show you my tears of joy, I would have done so. But you know, as I said with the stream I had with Concepts and Touge, although I'm leading this team, I have not won a single race. But the D2 of this team has done well with Max Rally and JW Curtis, giving us all the points that we needed to win. Probably. I need to double check though, because you have to see where Menfala and Alpha Games finish up, where they will end their race. As of now, the fastest lap is JW Curtis, and the pole position was also JW Curtis, which give him 27 points. Mfala will get 12 points for finishing where she is now in P12. She will not be able to catch Alesso, who will get 15 points for his struggle in P4. And for P7, if Alpha Games will be able to hold it, he will get 8 points. Which will make sure that this will be no contest, unfortunately. Maybe Hav can sit in the chat and tell Alfie to give him some good tips, because it seems like he's running a little bit away from KP now. KP probably struggling on those older tires. Roy, probably it will be 13 points, yeah. I have 3 in math in school, or a C or D, whatever it's called. I am not the mathematician. Oh shit! Caught it almost in 4K. Alpha Games there gives us a little bit heart attack, and that 2-second advantage that he had on KP. You can see that his car is really dirty now. The 2-second advantage that he had is now been lost again, so KP is still in the fight to get that P7 and score good points for his team Alpine. Behind him as well, we have the championship leader. As AlphaTauri Wolf puts in the fastest lap, that means that JW Curtis now will get, he's on softs for the remaining lap, so he will get that fastest lap bonus. Alpha Games get another 3 seconds, unfortunately. We'll make sure that he's out of the fight completely. JW Curtis can see the back markers. You can hear it on the acceleration. He's taking it calm and cool. This is the penultimate lap of this race, and on the penultimate lap of this race, Sixth Path was close yet again to Arm of Milk. But if he cannot close this up in the latter, in the remaining part of this race, of this lap, sorry, then he will not be able to overtake. Doesn't get the launch that he needs. JW Curtis now is right behind, and will start the last lap. And now the blue flags are being waved for KP. You see the speed difference between these two. As they are not moving for the leader, so he will go through them. This is the closest that Six Paths have been. He's actually within those, that's 1 second. As they have been ghosted now for, Yeah, as he leaves the space, actually, good on for Alpha Games to leave the space to JW Curtis. A miracle needs to happen now, so Six Path can actually get up to P2. He's been fighting well, has started from a way back as well. Let's see where he started. He started in P4. Biggest loser of this race has been Lembo. Yeah, he got knocked out. Adalesso and KP as well. The biggest winners are so far Menfala and Alpha Wolf. Alpha Wolf who has that fast lap. But finishing P1 and getting the Ferrari Championship and the D1 Championship is JW Curtis. And in P2 we have Adam of Milk with a well-deserved race, with a well-deserved drive. What a drive. And Six Path starting for P4, getting up and taking P3, colliding with his rival up ahead. Alesso though finishing off with a strong top 4. Seems like he's happy with it. Menfala though struggling a little bit on the start, but gets up to a well done P5. Good way for her to end the season. The last man to cross the finish line is the reserve driver Alpha Wolf. If he actually has not been a reserve driver, he has actually scored a lot of points. He was the runner-up in season 5.5. Hopefully we will see him in season 7. As KP actually got to P7, and that means, ladies and gentlemen, this one is nullified. Jundi has been demoted from the top, and it's Ferrari who is won. Who is won? That's good English. Who has won? Look at that. That is the trophy he needs. This is the AI-generated army behind him. As this is what the game thinks. The race winners, fast lap, and the driver of the day with most overtakes, Menfala. This is the race director. You can see who has the penalties and who has not gotten the penalties. This is the race director for everyone who needs to clip it. These are the pit stops. We can see the front wing ends being changed. But yeah, this has been a quite exciting race. And also for the Constructor Championship, I will take the hat trick. I will take it. 3 times on the top of constructors. That has been me. 2 times led by myself. Have I done much as team principal? No, I have not. I did more for Aston Martin when I led it in the season 5.5. Have I given any of these guys any setups or anything like that? No, I have not. But you know, I'll still take the glory as the winner, as the man who led this team to P1 in the championship. This has been season 6. The silly season, the holiday season. Hopefully we'll see more contestants in the next season. This has been me, Wide Vader, all by myself. And hopefully we'll see you next time.